What's going on, everyone? So remember in season 1, when Victor was showing Ethan the faraway trees and had a rock with a little smiley face on it, threw the rock into the tree, and then the rock came crashing down around them, right? It just kind of almost spit it out and dropped it to the floor, right? The reason I think that this is significant and maybe even potentially foreshadowing is after episode 8 of season 3. One of the questions have been, how did Miranda die? Well, we know now that Miranda went to the bottle tree, the faraway tree, right? That she went to the bottle tree to go save the children because Victor relayed the information that the boy in white told Christopher. But Christopher was the one that was supposed to go into the tree, not Miranda. But Miranda ended up doing it because she didn't know that, hey, we just need to save the children, we can get out of here. And she went to go do it. And Victor said he found her body lying there dead. I think that now that we have the information that we have, I think it is a fair assessment to say that Miranda was probably killed by her entering the tree where she was not supposed to. And just like we saw with Dale, right? He entered the tree and he ended up stuck and embedded into the pool, right? Into the concrete of the pool, right? Like the trees take you where you need to go if you're somebody of significance and importance. Right? Boyd ended up going where he needed to go. Julie ended up escaping. We see that she's important. Tabitha, she went on her journey, right? Like, we've seen characters of substance, right? Now, Miranda, she is or was a chosen one, right? She had the visions, all that stuff, right? She was supposedly Tabitha before Tabitha, but that doesn't mean that she was meant to go through that tree. She may have been meant to go through another tree or have some other significance, right? It is very possible that Miranda went into the tree and ended up like the rock. Because originally it was led to believe that Christopher went on this rampage. But the more we start peeling back the curtain here, the more it's like, okay, I don't think it was. Is Christopher even evil? Right? Because originally it was Jasper, and he was obsessed with the imagery, and then he went on this killing spree, and all that. And now it wasn't Jasper, it was the boy in white. And when we had the flashback, right, of all the people that died, they were all laying there, torn apart, as if the monsters did it. So unless Christopher became a monster or tricked everybody to be eaten by the monster, right, and then, again, how was Miranda when Victor found her? Right? Was she all ripped apart and ripped open? Also, even if she was, it doesn't mean that she didn't have the tree spit her out like we saw with the rock. Very possible she maybe survived it, and then the monster, now she's just broken bones everywhere, and the monsters just come and rip her apart. And that could be another possibility. Right? Now, we know Christopher was the one that was meant to go into the tree. Right? We know that Victor told her mother when Victor refused to do it. When Christopher refused to go into the tree, Victor relayed to Miranda that, hey, Christopher was told this by the boy in white. He doesn't want to do it. And then Miranda got the great idea of oh, hey, fine, I'll do it. Right? She wanted to try to be the hero. And we saw, with Dale, tried to be the hero. And guess what happened? It ended up being the end of him because that wasn't his job. His job wasn't to do that. Right? Now you see Jade, who is this iteration of Christopher. And Jade is probably more likely than not going to have to be the one to enter the bottle tree. That he's probably the one that's going to be responsible and have to save the children somehow. Right? That Jade is, given that he is kind of, upset. He's following the same path as Christopher through the symbol. And now, with the bottle tree and notes, he's even connected directly to the bottle tree. Because now he's having this obsession with trying to figure out what are the bottle tree notes? What do the numbers mean? Are they coordinates? Are they, dates? Are they addresses? Right? Like what could they possibly be? And Jade, I do imagine at some point in these next two episodes is going to figure that out. I do think at some point he is going to kind of come to the conclusion that he needs to come to in order to kind of solve this mystery to an extent. But it does beg the question of if he goes through the bottle tree, what is the end result, right? Because you saw with Tabitha went through the bottle tree, and yet she ended up in the real world. She ended up in the lighthouse and ended up in the real world. But based on the story that Victor relayed through the boy in white, which, again, how much can we really trust Victor's memories? I mean, you can make that argument in and of itself. But assuming what Victor is saying is accurate now, Tabitha, I believe, went through the tree and survived rather than meeting the same fate as Miranda because the boy in white wanted her to go get Henry. It's why she got out without saving the children, right? Because her thoughts, her mission was, I need to get to the bottle tree, get to the lighthouse so I can save the children. She got to the bottle tree, she got to the lighthouse so she could save the children. Except she didn't save the children. Everything else happened except for saving the children. I mean, even Henry said, if you were meant to, say, why are you out? If you're chosen too, how did you get out? Right? Like that whole thing. And I think that that's because, again, Henry was the target. The boy in white wanted Tabitha to go get Henry, probably for Victor. I do think Henry at some point is going to have some type of significance to this story. But it does beg the question, okay, if Christopher and now Jade is the new Christopher and Tabitha is the new Miranda, and Miranda died going through the tree that Tabitha survived, how? Why? What was it? The only thing that makes sense at this point, now obviously things can change, they could, tell a new story or have something tie in, maybe the boy in white relays some information, whatever, right? But based on the information we have right now, it appears that Tabitha was meant to do something else other than save the children. That she entered the tree, and the reason it wasn't her demise, the reason she didn't die, is because she had a purpose. She needed to get out. The boy in white, I believe, is the one that set that up, right? You also see the boy in white in the real world helping Tabitha. I think that, because, look, Fromville could bring Henry and Tabitha back whenever they want, right? So why would they need Tabitha? Well, because Fromville didn't want Henry, the boy in white did. And that's why I think the boy in white used Tabitha to open the door, so that way he could lead Tabitha to Henry, and then as soon as they were grabbed, he could go grab Tabitha and Henry, and then, bring them to Fromville, and then now the door's shut again, right? That's what I think ended up happening. But I'm hoping we continue to kind of peel layers from this story, because it definitely, things aren't adding up. They're just not. The story keeps changing in a lot of ways. And I don't know if that is just the writing. I don't know if that is, Victor, how, and I've talked about this a few times, how much can we trust his memories? How much can we trust what he actually has to say and relay, right? Things like that. There's still a lot, I feel, to unpack, and a lot that still needs to unfold. And I'm hopeful that we can kind of continue to get some stories, start getting some pieces as we progress into these final two episodes. I don't think everything's going to get resolved by the end of the season. I definitely think most of this is going to bleed into next season. But I would like to kind of know, at least give us a flashback of Miranda. What did she look like? Because again, if she's all her leg is bent to the side and she's just all tore up, well, then there's your answer, right? She got thrown. I think that Miranda died similar to how The Rock, and I think that now that was the foreshadowing. I think that was the call back. I think now, you can make that connection that The Rock was the symbolism of Miranda. see the smiley face, like his mother smiling, all that, right? Like, you can kind of, talk yourself into that. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with these points? Disagree with these points? What do you make of the faraway tree, the bottle tree, and like, what do you think ended up happening to Miranda? Do you think, like, yeah, she ended up getting tossed out like the rock and hit the ground and ultimately died? Do you think, no, it was something else? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, either way, I would love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.